All right, let's get real. Who doesn't love a good chocolate chip cookie? That perfect blend of buttery, gooey, and chocolatey goodness. It's a classic for a reason, but nailing that perfect cookie? That's a quest, my friends. It's all about finding that magical balance, that sweet spot where every bite is pure bliss. We've all been there, right? The disappointment of cookies that spread too thin or ended up dry and crumbly. Maybe they even burned around the edges. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you. We'll navigate the cookie galaxy together and achieve cookie nirvana. Get ready to roll up your sleeves, preheat those ovens, and unlock the secrets to baking the ultimate chocolate chip cookies. Are you with me? Let's dive in.
Know you've been a good friend.
Baking the perfect cookie is a balancing act. You want that perfect chewiness in the center, that delightful crispness on the edges. And let's not forget about the flavor. We're talking about that rich, buttery depth and the sweet symphony of chocolate in every bite. One of the biggest challenges is getting that perfect doneness. Nobody wants a cookie that's burnt to a crisp, right? But we also don't want a cookie that's doughy and undercooked. It's all about finding that sweet spot, that golden brown perfection. We're aiming for a cookie that's slightly soft in the center, with a beautiful golden brown color around the edges. And trust me, once you master these basics, you'll be a cookie baking superstar in no time. Now let's talk ingredients. Just like a house needs strong foundations, a great cookie needs top-notch ingredients. We're not cutting corners here, all right? We're going for quality. First up, butter, the heart and soul of our cookie. Use the good stuff, the real deal. Unsalted butter, softened to perfection, is what we're after. And don't even think about substituting with margarine. Trust me on this one. Next, sugar. We're using a combination of granulated and brown sugar for that perfect sweetness and a hint of caramel-like depth. And let's not forget the vanilla extract. A good quality vanilla extract adds that warm, fragrant touch that elevates our cookies to the next level. Remember, the quality of your ingredients shines through in the final product. So choose wisely, my friends. Section 4. Gathering your cookie arsenal. Okay, before we get our hands dirty, let's make sure we have all the ingredients measured and ready to go. 1 cup or 2 sticks of unsalted butter, softened. 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. 3/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar. 2 large eggs. 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 cup of chopped nuts, which are optional but highly recommended, and finally, 2 cups of chocolate chips. Got everything? Brilliant. Now let's preheat that oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius and line a couple of baking sheets with parchment paper. We're almost ready to bake. Remember, organization is key in the kitchen. Having everything prepped and ready to go makes the whole baking process so much smoother. Section 5. Mixing and baking. A symphony of flavors. Now comes the fun part. In a large bowl, cream together the softened butter and sugars until light and fluffy. This is where you want to put some muscle into it. Beat those ingredients together until they're beautifully combined. Next, beat in the eggs one at a time, then stir in the vanilla extract. Remember, we're going for a smooth and creamy consistency here. In a separate bowl, whisk together the flour, baking soda, and salt. Gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, mixing until just combined. Don't overmix. Finally, stir in the chocolate chips and nuts if using. See? I told you this was the fun part. Now drop spoonfuls of cookie dough onto your prepared baking sheets, leaving a bit of space between each cookie. Pop those trays in the preheated oven and bake for about 9 to 11 minutes, or until the edges are golden brown. Section 6. The golden standard taste and texture nirvana. Once your cookies are baked to perfection, let them cool on the baking sheets for a few minutes before transferring them to a wire rack to cool completely. I know it's hard to resist, but try to let them cool a bit before you dig in. Now the moment of truth. Take a bite and experience the symphony of flavors and textures. The crisp edges, the chewy center, the sweet bursts of chocolate, the subtle hint of salt. Pure bliss. So there you have it, my secrets to baking the ultimate chocolate chip cookies. Now it's your turn. Get baking, experiment, and don't be afraid to add your own personal touch. Remember, the most important ingredient is love. Let me know how your cookies turn out. Share your experiences, your tips, and your cookie triumphs.